console of the inbounder. Fuller with it! Russo in space. Service in. Oh, and he scores! Line drive off the glove of Zamora. Parker comes home, and so will love it. Georgia Southern walks it off. Eagle Nation, welcome to the GATA Zone, your one-stop shop inside a deeper look into Georgia Southern athletics. I am your host, Danny Wall of GATA Productions, and we are kicking this show off with women's soccer. And I am here with head coach Chris Adams to talk about this upcoming season. Coach, welcome to the GATA Zone.
Thanks, Danny. Appreciate you having me. I'm looking forward to it.
You're getting ready for your fifth full season with women's soccer. Throughout these last couple of days and practices and scrimmages, what's been the excitement level for the team just getting ready to get back out there for 2025?
Yeah, I mean, we return a lot of, experience, which is great. After starting 8 freshmen and sophomores last year, we kind of got a little bit of on-the-job training, but now that experience, I think, has paid dividends. So really excited about this group. You know, they really we refocused in the spring and had a very good spring, winning all 4 of our games, and kind of got back to our winning ways, which was a good sign. And so now carrying over all of those players from the spring roster and now adding 7 freshmen and a transfer, really looking forward to the depth and competition at every position this season.
You talk about those winning ways, and there's been a lot of success with women's soccer in your time here as head coach. 2021, you reached the Sun Belt Conference Championship game against South Alabama. 2022, Sun Belt regular season champions, and even in 2023, a 12-win season and a program best in an RPI position in the upper 40s. I want to say 47 to be exact, but last season, not the season that you wanted. 6-10-2 overall, or 6-11-2 overall, excuse me. And this was the first time the team did not make the Sun Belt Conference tournament. So when you look back at the last season, what was kind of that mindset and how you reflect on 2024 and wanting to get back on track here in 25?
Yeah, I mean, I alluded to it a little bit earlier. I mean, it wasn't the season any of us wanted to have. We were a little bit inexperienced. I'm not going to use it as an excuse because it's always a next person up mentality. But we took the wrong injuries. I mean, we had 5 injuries and all of them were forwards. And so really what we struggled to do was score goals. And the name of the game is to outscore your opponent. And that wasn't something that we were able to do regularly. I mean, we were 2-9 in 1-goal games last year. And so, as I said earlier, the fact that we could put it right in the spring and put it behind us, there's no need to sulk on it, but that was the outlier. I mean, we have talked about we finished 1st, 3rd, 4th, and 10th. So one of those kids is doing his own thing. One of those kids just doesn't belong, and that's the 10th place finish and not even being, at the conference tournament. So I think what you'll find is a poised group that's hungry to get back, in the upper echelon of the Sun Belt Conference.
Now, with those injuries that happened last year, it did require a lot of players to step up, a lot of young players to get some action in their first season. So now that those freshmen have become sophomores, and a lot of youth on this team with some returning seniors and some juniors, how have you seen those freshmen now mature and starting to get ready for a bigger role into this year?
Yeah, I mean, you just look at individuals. I mean, Libby Wolfenden, what she's done this preseason in comparison to her freshman year, she's just much more experienced. She understands the American game. She's an elite communicator, and so, she's come in very ready to, play a bigger part. Claire Casey obviously played a very critical role for us and is very dangerous, on corners, and so that's another weapon there. There's no substitute for experience. I mean, that's something, unfortunately you've got to give people some minutes, and sometimes, it's a trial and error situation where it doesn't always go the way you want, but we were just a young team last year, and that's part of it. And really, to a certain extent, with only 3 seniors, we're still somewhat young as a whole to only have 3 seniors. We'll lose 3 players, and they're big and critical players for us, and Carley Borgelt and Aaron Wilkins and Bree Conley. But as far as numerically, to only lose 3 players, you're going to carry over a lot of continuity to the following year as well. So, just learning to play together, learning each other's strengths and weaknesses, that's a critical part of this team sport, and I think it's something that we're in a much better place right now than we were a year ago.
Now, I have to ask, Coach, as far as your coaching staff goes this year, you bring back Dallas Hall, you add Brianna Soroka, who was a goalkeeper at Belmont Abbey, but I got to ask you this, another assistant coach on the team this year is Ellie McIntyre, who was a midfielder for your team last year and previous 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Now she goes from a player to a coach. She knows this team well. What was that like to get her in this position and how she's been so far with the team?
Yeah, I mean, Ellie, she works so hard, but her body was beginning to break down on her a little bit, and so we just weren't willing to let go of her leadership skills. I mean, she absolutely models, what hard work looks like. She's such a good teammate, and so it was one of those situations where her body really wasn't allowing her to continue to play, but we needed to find a way to make sure that we still kept her character and leadership as part of the team, and so now she comes on our team, so to speak, and just as a great liaison, knowing what the players are going through and how they feel, and so I think it's critical to have people like that can kind of get the voice and a pulse of where the team is, and then she can communicate that to us where we make sure that we're meeting the team's needs. So I think it's been a great pickup, and she's done a great job throughout preseason, and then to have Bree come in is great as well, because she'll just specialize on the 3 goalkeepers. And I didn't really speak to that earlier, but we have an absolute dogfight. I couldn't tell you right now if you made me pick a starting keeper. I mean, we're going to have to pick one tomorrow, but we're playing 3:30s, and I think, again, we'll probably let each one of them play 30 minutes, but they are absolutely it's a 3-horse race, but the different ones are getting their nose out in front at different times, and so great to have that luxury of 3 quality goalkeepers who are pushing each other to be the best that they can be.
That's awesome. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll dive deeper into the 2025 schedule. You are watching the GATA Zone.
48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
When it's time to light it up. When you need the power to perform. When every spotlight is on you. We bring Eagle Nation to life.
When you step into Paulson Stadium, walk through the football locker room, or stroll through the Hall of Fame, what you see is more than just space. It's a story. At Whitfield Signs, we bring those stories to life. From iconic athletic branding to elegant collegiate displays, Whitfield Signs can craft striking custom signage to help elevate your brand. Whitfield Signs, official sign provider of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Welcome back to the GATA Zone, your one-stop shop for an inside look into Georgia Southern Athletics. Danny Wall alongside head coach Chris Adams. Coach, in talking about the Sun Belt for 2025, the preseason rankings recently were revealed, and the team has been picked 9th in the Sun Belt. But being in this conference now for a number of years, you've seen the competition and how competitive this league can be.
Yeah, I mean, it's grueling, and even particularly us being in the East, even the West coaches don't deny the East is really, really tough. But that's the league you want to play in. Nobody likes to play the cupcake game. If you're a competitor, you want to play the best. And so to get to play James Madison every year, Old Dominion every year, Coastal has gotten clearly much better. So it is just the East is really grueling, but I wouldn't have it any other way. So to be picked ninth, though, I have to say, puts a little chip on my shoulder. So we appreciate the motivation from our fellow coaches.
Well, I believe we were talking at one point beforehand, and I believe it was the 2022 year where the team won the regular season championship. They were picked to finish 12th, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, Chris Henderson, which is another, it's not the Sun Belt poll, but picked us dead last, and so we use that as fuel. So thanks for picking us ninth to everybody out there.
Well, you definitely have a competitive schedule overall, not just in the Sun Belt, but very battle-tested in the non-conference. Let's take an in-depth look now into some of the marquee matchups that Georgia Southern will be facing this year. The season kicks off Thursday, August 14th. It'll be against Samford, a team you faced last year, but this is a team that are the defending SoCon champions that are coming here to Bo Pitts Field.
Yeah, I mean, we want to play that competitive schedule. I mean, last year we went there and they beat us 1-0. If I'm being honest, it's one that I feel like we let get away. It was a game that we were in the whole time and lost 1-0. And so, this is one of those where, again, you sort of, go back to that as motivation that we're playing at home this time. And we know them a little bit better now, having faced them last year. But it'll be a big challenge. But my hope is that the home crowd can get us over the hump.
One of 4 teams you'll be facing that reached the NCAA tournament in 2 big-time SEC matchups. Of course, starting out with 6th ranked Arkansas coming to Bo Pitts Field for a matchup, and then you'll go on the road to Tennessee as well. How did those 2 matches get put together, and what's the excitement level to face against some power programs in the SEC?
Perhaps a temporary moment of insanity by me. But no, we want to be battle tested. We want to play against the best, and that's really always been my philosophy. And so to get Arkansas at home, is really exciting. The last time we got UGA at home, they beat us 1-0 on a PK, and really a game that the Eagle Nation really got behind us. It was a great atmosphere, and really a game that we thought was very winnable. And so to get Arkansas here is fantastic. And then to play on the road at Tennessee, we're looking forward to that challenge as well, and that will only prepare us for the tough games once we get into the Sun Belt Conference.
And when you get into the Sun Belt, you face 3 teams that were very competitive in the Sun Belt last year. You faced James Madison on the road, who are defending Sun Belt regular season and tournament champions. You also host Old Dominion and Texas State. Texas State was first in the West Division. So overall, a pretty battle-tested 2025 schedule as a whole, Coach.
Yeah, I thought James Madison was the best soccer team last year. I mean, Jenny Lackey's an elite player. Hopefully we learned from last year of how to handle and manage playing against her. Old Dominion is always good. They're a team that's just very well coached. They don't beat themselves. So you've got to play extremely well and got to execute to beat them. And then Texas State was probably the most athletic team, that we faced last year. And so, again, being a home game, that's a tough place to get to. So hopefully being at home will also create a difference.
Well, the season kicks off Thursday, August 14th against Samford. That is going to be a 6 p.m. or I believe a 7 p.m. game here at Bo Pitts Field. Nonetheless, it's going to be an exciting season opener, exciting 2025 overall, Coach. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for being a part of the GATA Zone. When we come back, we will be speaking with senior midfielder Carley Borgelt for Georgia Southern Women's Soccer. Keep it locked here on the GATA Zone.
This is Paul Newman, owner and broker of Statesboro Real Estate. I have been in the business over 20 years and completed well over 1,000 transactions, helping buyers, sellers, and investors navigate the home buying process. One of the things that sets us apart is our tie to the university. I'm the official real estate agent of Georgia Southern Athletics. With our team of experienced brokers and agents and our online presence, we can help you navigate any deal. Along with Statesboro Real Estate, I'm the co-owner of PMG Rentals, where we manage over 1,300 properties, improving the lives of investors and tenants since 2009. Whether you're looking to rent, buy, or sell, make sure you call Paul.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by never settling. But what's really made Ford F-Series number one is you.
The Window World family is more than just windows and doors. From our daily efforts supporting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital to find cures and save children's lives, to our ongoing commitment to serve active military and their families and America's veterans, to honor those who fought and who served to keep this great nation safe. At Window World, great service is not only taking care of our customers, it's about serving our community. Window World of Coastal Georgia and South Carolina. Please join us.
Welcome back to the GATA Zone, your one-stop shop for an in-depth look inside Georgia Southern athletics. Danny Wall here with senior midfielder Carley Borgelt getting ready for her senior campaign, one of 3 seniors on this women's soccer team. Carley, welcome to the GATA Zone.
Hi, thank you for having me.
As you get ready for this year, you spent your entire career with Georgia Southern, especially under head coach Chris Adams, getting ready for your senior year. What has the feeling been like getting back out to practice, getting to know the new players on the team, and just getting ready to go out and compete here this season?
Yeah, I think it's been great. Having coach all 4 years has been like a great thing. He has great standards for us and high standards for us to meet. I just think it's great to go out there and set a standard for myself and for those on and off the field and just hold the accountability on all my other teammates.
Now, we spoke with Coach Adams about the success over the last couple of years, but 2024 was not the year that you or the team wanted. So from a player perspective, what was that feeling, just not being able to make the Sun Belt tournament for the first time here with the Eagles, and just the mindset that you want to go into 2025, making sure what happened last season doesn't happen again?
Yeah, that was like a tough pill to swallow because of all of our hard work throughout the season, and it just didn't end up being what we wanted it to be. I think it made us work harder in the off season. In the spring, we had a great spring together, and then the summer, we all go on our own and we work hard. And I think this preseason, we all have each other's backs, but we're also creating a competitive environment to go back out there and actually make and get the results this year.
You talk about a competitive environment, and with the other seniors and upperclassmen on this team, along with that, what was kind of the message that y'all may have talked about just to going in this year and to keep that competitive mindset going?
Yeah, it's kind of like a mindset of we get to, not we have to. So each time you go out there, you give it everything you got in every tackle and every pass. You just play the best you have that you can, but you also have to have each other's backs. Like, the trust goes a lot farther, and then just playing the best that you can.
So you mentioned as well that in the summer, players go off and do their own things for training to get ready for the fall season. You have some players that go off and compete in other leagues to kind of keep the legs going into the fall. So for you, Carley, how did you spend this past summer just preparing yourself for your senior year?
Yeah, so I played a WPSL league back at home. I played for Decatur FC, and that was nice because I got to play with a lot of club people that I've played with in the past, but then also just play at a high level to keep that up and get better throughout the summer.
So how has it been for you being a part of this team for the previous 3 years? You've seen the way, the mindset, and the expectations as a freshman, as a sophomore, as a junior. Now you're a senior. You have the underclassmen looking at you. What has that been like, getting to know this team and getting that mindset as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough at times because all eyes are on you on and off the field, but I think it's also something that I need to take, like, pleasure in, I guess, because you have to be at your highest all the time, and setting the standard and showing that everybody else has to work hard and be there for each other.
So I have to ask this question as well. I asked Coach about Ellie McIntyre now being a part of the coaching staff. She was a midfielder. You're a midfielder. What has that dynamic been like now, going from Ellie as a player to now as a coach? Do you call her Coach? Do you call her Ellie? What is that relationship like between the two of you?
Yeah, sometimes it's Coach, sometimes it's Ellie. She gets both. But I think, like Coach said, she's a great worker. We all have respect for her. She's a great leader, and her communication on and off the field was great too. So I think it's good. I think we all still respect her. We look up to her. It's not like she's our teammate. We can talk to her if we want, but it also is like somebody that you can look up to, and that she's on the coaching staff. She's been there for us, coaching-wise and friend-wise, so I think it's a great addition.
Well, Carley, Eagle Nation's excited to see what's going to happen here in 2025 and what the team will be like as they make their way back on the pitch. Thank you for joining the GATA Zone. Best of luck this season.
Thank you.
For Carley Borgelt, head coach Chris Adams, I am Danny Wall, along with the rest of our GATA Productions crew. This has been the GATA Zone. Georgia Southern Women's Soccer opens up the season August 14th against Sanford, 6 p.m. at Bo Pitts Field.